Ian made eggnog.
I did.
From scratch.
I did.
And it's boozy.
Mm-hmm.
Happy holidays.
Happy freaking holidays, man.
Merry Christmas.
Woo.
Do, 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 do.
So, because we have, themed out drinks.
We're not themed out,
We're
but
not
our
themed,
alcohol
our
is.
alcohol is. That's really what matters for me. You've
us.
seen me. Yeah.
That's us. It's fine.
So, if you might have guessed already, we are talking about...
What time of year is it?
It's December, mid to late December. You know what that means. It's
the holiday season.
the holiday season.
That's really high for my range.
I know. It's... what?
It's okay.
You know,
it's okay.
You decide to go there and then
we're just doing it. It's
We're
fine.
making it happen. It's fine.
We're gonna work with it. It'll be okay.
So, we're talking about Mickey's Very Christmas?
Very merry.
Very Merry Christmas Party. Holy moly. There we go.
We wish you the merriest, the merriest.
Is that their theme song?
Yeah. That's the stage show theme song.
Of course it
the
is.
The merriest New Year. We wish you the happiest, the happiest.
They couldn't just take
Yes, the happiest.
They couldn't just take like a standard
no,
Christmas
because
song.
copywriting.
Well, I mean, a lot of that's public domain, but they just took some of those and they just kind of merged them all together.
But it's Disney. Disney likes to own things. Disney likes to have 100% control.
Yes.
And in this situation, I'm okay with it. Because, to be honest, I'm not a person who celebrates just Christmas.
Right. Right.
I love the holidays. I have friends who are lots of different faiths, and it's the spirit of the holidays that I get into. And that's one thing that Disney does
really
fantastically.
Well. Yeah, they get that.
They don't focus on just one religion or another.
They really break into the very secularist most version of everything. You know, it's just kind of that cheer and you know what I mean? Like it never goes
goodwill and giving and all of that.
Yes.
And it's my favorite thing that happens around this time of year.
Yes.
And I was just thinking earlier today there should be something this enjoyable to look forward to in January because it's very depressing after this is done.
January is pretty depressing, yeah.
We wish you Merry I mean, at least we're getting winter set off on the right foot with these holidays, so that's a good thing.
There we go.
I mean, in Minnesota, it's already been snowing for 2 months.
One month.
That was snowing in October.
A little bit. Not a lot, though, right?
I know, but for people who actually don't live in Minnesota,
they don't have to know
that's a big thing.
This is true.
I mean, the closest snow that people who live in Orlando, most of our audience, I'm not sure if you're aware, on Instagram, are people who live in the Orlando region.
Oh, well.
They do not have the snow experience that we have. And probably the closest snowing experience that they have is the one that happens on Main Street during the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
This is true.
Which is honestly one of my earliest memories of being at a Disney park.
Really?
So, the first time that I recall going to Disney was for a family's wedding, and then we stayed on, and my family just got sick.
Oh.
So we weren't able to go to any of the parks or anything like that, but because we had missed those park days, my family decided that they wanted to do another thing. And so they had bought some, at that time I didn't know there was a special event, but after our park tickets, so there was not a lot of people there at all, and I just remember snow coming off of the roofs of the buildings down Main Street and walking down them, and I was so confused because I'm a Minnesotan girl and the snow was actually foam bubbles.
There's all sorts of wrong happening.
At that time, I don't know what they are currently.
Yeah.
Our photographer went down there last weekend to get a whole bunch of photos. So the photos you're seeing here are done by Jacob. So thank you so much for your contribution to our visual part of this podcast.
Exactly.
But I remember also walking down Main Street, and at that point in time, now I'm not sure if they still do this, but they had like a little sledding hill set up. It was barely up to an adult's like rib cage.
Right.
But at that point in time, because they're not used to big snow hills,
right.
They had a sled set up, and the kid actually had to have an adult on it and would sled down this hill. This little mini hill on Main Street. It was like barely down the curb.
Oh, that's so
But
funny.
that's something that a parent had to be involved for.
Right,
and that's
right.
one of my strongest memories
That's
of being at
so
Disney was
funny.
this holiday party. And it's stuck with me throughout the years.
Yeah. This is a sidetrack, but like I'm trying to compare that to like I don't know if this is going to mean nothing to most people, but there is a park in Columbia Heights called Keys Park. And that hill is so steep
so
and so
dangerous.
long.
It's so
My parents
dangerous.
never went down with me. Like that was we just made it
But that's
work.
a Minnesotan thing.
I know.
That's a
and
Minnesotan
whatever.
thing.
Whatever.
And at the end of it, there's just more snow for
more snow.
us.
No, I had
they had pavement.
I had a ramp once. I'm just saying. It gets weird. We had a toboggan. You could get 4 people in there.
Yup.
And then when you went off a ramp, everyone went just everywhere.
Or you get those disc sleds where
Yeah,
all
the
of a sudden it
saucers.
starts spinning
Yeah.
you down, and you're
Yeah.
like, I don't know where I'm going. What's going on?
All right, so we're gonna do an adult sledding day. That's gonna happen, but that's a separate thing. And
Die.
we'll have to carry you back
I'm
out.
not even gonna be able to like get down onto the sled. I'm gonna fall and then sled down the hill, and
And then we'll have to
like 3 adults are going to have to try and lift me while sinking themselves into the snow.
It'll go great. We'll take video. So anyway, moving back into the to the party. Just some basic facts about it.
Yes.
It is a hard ticketed event, just like Not So Scary. So is it a similar price or is it more? Is it
It's
less?
slightly more.
Okay.
But that's because of how popular it is.
Okay.
Halloween's not something that the family is like, oh, it's a magical time of year.
Right,
Let's
right.
go to the most magical place on earth. So it's a party that gets sold out a lot more than Mickey's Not So Scary. So Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, you're going to find more sold out nights. It's going to be more expensive.
Hard to get into. Okay.
It's the same time parameters though, so the party technically starts at 7, but you can get in as early as 4.
Okay, which is a really nice thing to have, because it means that you get to get into the park while it's still in its full standard operation and do some stuff. So
you can also take advantage of some of the rides that closed down during the party, like we did.
Yes.
Where we were able to hit the Carousel of Progress before they closed it down for the night. Same thing happens here. Not all the rides are going to be available, so it's the perfect time to take advantage of fast passes to be able to get to those rides as soon as possible.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then, so it's interesting because we've talked about Not So Scary before. We've been to Not So Scary. I
love Not So Scary.
It was a wonderful experience, and it looks like to me that the way Disney handles it is that it kind of follows the same structure.
Yes.
So a lot of these hard ticketed events follow the same kind of structure because you're paying extra to get into the park, or you're paying a separate amount to get into the park for this event. And just like, in Not So Scary, they had their candy trails or their trick-or-treating trails. Mm-hmm. Here it's kind of the same deal. I bet it's in a lot of the same places too.
Probably, because they use the same lighting setup.
Okay.
To
handle it?
Show where you have those treat spots.
Okay.
So with the Not So Scary, there were these like blow up almost lighting sticks in the air.
Yes, yeah.
And of course, because it's a Christmas party, they turn those into peppermint sticks.
Because of course, why wouldn't they be?
And they light the way for you to get the treats that go along with the party. Now, with these, some of these are obviously complimentary, some of these are not, just like at the other parties where you get something complimentary, but if you want something a little bit fancier, there's going to be an additional premium because it's Disney.
Right.
So the treats for the Very Merry Christmas Party are primarily cookies.
And usually an accompanying warm beverage, by the sounds of it. So you get like a cocoa or a hot cider or something.
They even offer an eggnog
Yep.
in one of the locations, which is nice.
I suspect it's not as boozy as this one.
No, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be child appropriate.
Fair enough.
But they're also this year offering a snow cone option at one of the sites.
The blue snow cone.
Blue snow cone.
Yep.
And then there is a snowman-shaped soft pretzel.
Is that one of the free options?
Yes, the pretzel is free.
Okay.
And that's in Tortuga Tavern.
Yes.
So you can go ahead and get something that is a little bit more savory versus being inundated with a whole bunch of sweet stuff.
Now,
which is going to happen this time of year anyways.
Anyway, yeah. An interesting point about the cookies. Now, people that have followed the party in the past, they will notice that this year they're wrapped like a I don't know, like Subway. Like they're like
pre-packaged
cookies. I don't know if they're going to be warm or not. I don't really know any of the details, but it sounds like to me that in the past that they just hand it to you with a napkin.
Yep, so they had a whole bunch of them lined up for years where they just grab one with a napkin and hand it to you. I like this concept of the packaging. First off, it's a lot more sanitary.
Sure.
It's a little bit safer for being able to, carry it around, as well as then you can kind of build up and stash and bring some home for later too.
Right. It makes it easier to put in your purse and whatever.
It's a free gift, so you might as well get a little bit extra to take home with you because of the amount of money that you're paying for this ticket.
Yeah. Which was what made sense for the Halloween party is it was already pre-packaged candy anyway, so. In this case, it's a very similar thing. Throw it all in your backpack like we did before with our candy. And
don't put your hot cocoa in the backpack.
Don't put your hot cocoa in the backpack. Pro tip. But that's kind of a similar situation then. You go through your little walk-through line and you get a free with purchase kind of set of treats.
Free with ticket. I don't want you to get confused. Right. You don't have to buy any other additional food to get said items. Right. But just for having the party band on your wrist, you will be able to get these snacks whenever you want, as much as you want. So if you decide you want to have, 10 pretzels, you're going to have to go through the line a couple times, but you'll be able to get as many pretzels as you want.
Right.
So that is an option for you.
Yes. And that is pretty slick. And then just like also with the Halloween party, I'm going to keep making that comparison a lot. You also get there's also a series of different kind of shows and parades they do.
Yes.
And there's the Christmas parade, which is kind of more standard parade fare, right?
Yes, it is the Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time parade.
Of course it is.
So they're going to have a lot more holiday theming to the floats. Almost all of the characters are going to be in Christmas regalia of some form.
Right.
Whether it be, a scarf and some mittens or, something a little bit thicker looking. Now, for Florida, it could be any temperature, so
could be 50, could be 90, who's to say?
They could be sweltering under there, we don't know, but it's to get you in the spirit. And then they're also going to have wandering gingerbread men, they're going to have wandering toy soldiers.
Right, marching,
the whole feeling, as well as Santa's going to be coming by in his sleigh.
Right, like a bog standard Santa, like a
so feel like Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade at the end of it, where Santa's on a sleigh up in the air, and Merry Christmas, that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's more like that, but way more Disney.
Yes.
And less floating balloons. Because they have to do it every day, or every week, a couple times a week. So it's interesting, and of course, when I was there a year ago, the party was running, but I wasn't there for it, and they had the castle all decorated for the show.
Yeah, because they do the Frozen Holiday Wish show, which allows people who come to the Magic Kingdom during the regular part of the day to experience a little bit of the Christmas time celebration, because that one actually goes on at 6:15.
Oh, okay.
So not quite to the party where you're completely cut off.
Okay.
So you can kind of experience a little bit of it, but then they also show it one more time a little bit later in the night.
Okay.
But that's when Elsa and her magic powers lights up the candle with...
Oh, we're talking about Frozen again.
Castle. With all of those icicles, and it's dazzling.
It's a very sparkly kind of... It looks like, you know, those like stringer lights you can get that hang down, like the icicle ones, kind of.
But a lot more professional looking because it's Disney.
Right, and it's a lot of them, and it's a very amazing. And there's like, you know, of course, there's structured projection and all that stuff. Very, very beautiful, very, very nice stuff. And if you're into Frozen, good for you.
They also have a stage show in addition to that goes on a couple times a night. I think they have 4 shows, and it's Mickey's Most Merriest Celebration, which is where
is that correct grammar?
That is the name of the show.
So, that's what I was asking.
If Disney decides that that's what they're going to use,
whatever they want to do, that's totally up to them.
Mickey's Most Merriest Celebration.
No,
I wrote it down verbatim.
I looked it up. I know you're right. I just
there's a lot of characters that come on that show. They take place in front of the castle stage, and a lot of singing of classic holiday songs.
Sure.
And it's just a fun show.
And is that the one that has fireworks too, or are we talking? Is that that's the Frozen one?
The Frozen one has the fireworks because Elsa is the boom,
doing her
boom,
floosh. Yeah, and that's also a
technical terms.
360 show in terms of fireworks.
No,
that's not the one that is.
No, because there's Holiday Wishes as well.
There's so many shows.
Yes, which is the traditional Wishes show, but just put to Christmas music. So the traditional Wishes show makes me cry.
Love that.
But
not easy to do.
I love it. And so now they put it to Christmas music, and you'll be able to see the traditional show. It is a 360 show, so you'll be able to look around and turn during the entire show and see fireworks going all around you.
It's cool. Which is not to be confused with the Frozen show, not to be confused with the stage show. Ian's okay. Yes. I'm figuring it out.
Yes, so there's those 3 shows that happen.
Yeah, we're
this
doing great.
Eggnog is great. Happen at the castle.
Yeah.
Happen castle.
Happen.
Happle.
I know what you did. It's fine.
And there's also the shows that go on in Tomorrowland at their stage that they have set there. There are 2 shows, and they basically flip-flop back and forth with just a couple minutes in between, I think like 10-15 minutes. But there's the Totally Tomorrowland Christmas.
Totally. Which
is the one that they have with Buzz Lightyear and all the characters. And, you know, it's a big old celebration. And then they have one that's called The Edge Effect.
That's edgy.
Which is an a cappella group that comes out and sings traditional Christmas carols.
Do we know if they're like just Dapper Dans that are off?
I have no idea. I didn't do that research, but I could totally understand it, and I could totally see that happening.
Yeah.
Different clothes.
Because there's no Cadaver Dans. You know, so like
Cadaver Dance?
Well, that's because that's like Halloween. So what do they?
Dapper Dance in Main Street, Cadaver Dance for the Halloween party.
Maybe that's the Edge Effect.
Edge Effect for the Christmas party.
I don't know.
We can't have a Christmas themed dance.
The Dans just can't be Christmas themed. They're gonna be the Edge Effect now. It's their Mannheim Steamroller or something.
So the Edge Effect plays in between the Totally Tomorrowland Christmas show, and you can just catch it on the stage that is there in Tomorrowland.
There's almost always something happening over there, no matter where you are. So,
and there's also a couple dance parties too. Let's not forget those.
Of course,
they have Club Tinsel.
Is that in Cosmic Rays?
Yes, it's in Cosmic Rays, and they say that they have a variety of characters coming for a DJ dance party. For the most part, all I see are reindeer, but hey, if you want to get it on with Rudolph, that's the good place to jam out to.
Maybe we rephrase that, but that's fine.
And then they have the Storybook Circus Disney Junior Jingle Jam.
That's too many words, but okay. I'm going to read your... Storybook Circus Disney Junior Jingle Jam. Let's have some more eggnog and try that again.
And so they have a lot of Disney Junior characters coming to that one. Both of those dance parties are going nonstop from 7 to midnight, the full run of the show, or the... Not the show.
The whole run of the party.
The party. The party is the word that I'm going for. Merry Christmas. So there's a lot of things going on, as well as you'll be able to ride a bunch of different rides with a lot lower wait times. I will say lower and not no wait times, because there still might be a little bit of a wait.
It's always a wait.
Most of the time they cap off these tickets at about $20,000 a night.
Yeah.
And, you know, throughout all of the different activities going on, all the different rides that you can go on, going to get snacks, and watching this, watching that, there's going to be little to no wait. But I can't say there's not going to be any wait.
Yeah.
Because they do sell more tickets to this than they do for any of their other after-hours events.
Right.
So you might have a lower wait. Anticipate about 15 minutes is my guess for those, you know, occupancy levels.
Right. And we should also mention that you don't get all the rides. Just like with Halloween, like, you can't guarantee that you're going to be like, this lines will be shorter, it'll be great, because that may not be the case.
But the number one ride you should go on when you are in Magic Kingdom for the holidays is the Jingle Cruise. You've heard us talk about the Jungle Cruise
for a fan.
And how amazing that is, and how punny and just fun it is. This time of year, even if you're in the park during the day, so not even the special ticket event, you can go experience the Jingle Cruise. They completely change it. They change the signage, they change the boat names, they have different jokes.
Right.
And it's a wonderful transformation. So I would highly recommend, if you do one ride, do the Jingle Cruise.
Christmas puns, man. It's a thing.
Jingle bells, jingle bells. There's also going to be some characters there, just like every other special events party that you can go to. Some of them are only going to be available during those special events parties, so take advantage of it. Things like Santa Claus is going to be there. Really? You thought? Maybe?
Possible.
Possibly?
You could go to Rosedale and see him too, but, you know, that's fine.
These people don't know what Rosedale is.
I know. They can look it up. It's on Wikipedia.
It's a mall. Okay.
One of the oldest malls in the cities, or in the country.
Really, Rosedale?
Yeah, it's in like one of the first 10 malls in the country.
There's a fact you didn't know.
It's not Disney related, but this
There's
is
a fact I didn't know.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Mickey obviously is going to be a big ticket character to see, along with Moana, and the Seven Dwarfs are going to be there as well. They're going to be in Christmas attire this time.
Yeah.
And also Jack and Sally. Jack is going to be dressed up as Sandy Claus.
To differentiate him from the Halloween version
where
of Jack.
He was just Jack.
Yeah.
But they moved to a different location this year. They're going to be in the town hall theater as well. They're going to be the theater. So where you normally would see Tinkerbell, that's their line.
Okay.
Which makes sense because A, it's indoors, B, they can have multiple people dressed up as the characters and get through the line faster. I heard that line is normally only around an hour now, versus the 3 hours it was when we were at our holiday party.
Yeah.
So I'll take having multiple people dress up as characters.
Yeah, it gets everyone through. Makes sense.
Well as another big thing that happens only for this party is all of the princesses have their corresponding princes to take photos with. So if you are wanting a picture with Rapunzel, you're going to have Flynn there, you're going to have Charming and Snow White, you're going to have a whole bunch of the spouses showing up, which is
nice.
Not an often
did you
seen situation.
The princes don't really show up all that often for meet and greets. Do you get them in any situation during the rest of the year?
Not that I know of, unless it's like a one-off situation.
Yeah, someone correct us on that one, but I don't actually know of a time when there's the princes.
The other big thing that happens this time of year is Scrooge McDuck comes out, which makes sense because of the Mickey Christmas Carol. Scrooge is Scrooge. Yeah. And so it's the perfect time for them to pull him out and be able to have
him around, because you don't see him very much.
Character meet and greets.
Yeah, you don't really see him much anyway, but yeah.
Back to food, there are some of the extra special treats that you can pay for that are exclusive to the party, things like Yule logs.
Right.
There are some savory ones, which made me kind of queasy, but you're going to work with them, like the holiday burger. That one's a full turkey dinner on a burger, and it's like you got done with your Thanksgiving and there's leftovers and then just slapped them on top of a burger
with Texas toast as the bun.
Yes, because you can't have...
There's probably
on a burger.
There's probably a way to do a burger that's kind of Thanksgiving-y, but that one was a lot to look at. Yeah. Anyway.
And the Feliz Navidad nachos was the other one.
So not the Hades nachos this time, it's
the Feliz Navidad nachos. I don't know why they didn't just call them the Feliz Navidad nachos.
That would have been just so much better.
There's Vanellope Eclair, which we heard is really good. Another cookie, which nobody cares about.
It's another freaking cookie.
A cupcake. Well, why would you pay for a cookie?
I know, you're already getting
for free. I mean, let's be honest here.
Like,
there's a cupcake that is so much sugar that I'm afraid to touch it.
It looked terrifying. It'd be like, it would kill a diabetic person. Like, it's just unbelievable. I mean, it's like this big, by the looks of it, like a bucket. And then it had so much frosting on top of it.
It had
was
a mountain of frosting on top.
It was a cupcake size.
Scraped off.
Yeah.
And then the other big thing is the Sandy Claus spice cake. So instead of it being a push pop like it has been in years past, it is now a fondant bag that you cut into, and it's a spice cake. So some additional little treats if you want to pay extra for it, but it's not required.
Yeah.
So if you are inclined to taste them, feel free to do so.
Yes.
Other than that, I can't think of anything else.
Two Yule logs this year.
Yes,
two Yule logs.
Two Yule logs.
Which, if you don't know what that is, like Swiss roll, like the ones you get in a package or people buy them. It's the term.
They're bigger.
They're bigger. The term Yule log is, I think, a British thing. That's like a more British tradition.
Yes, they would make a cake that has some sort of pudding or
a mousse
inside of it and roll it up
like a Swiss roll. You roll it up, but these look pretty big. Like they're like. And I don't know this for sure because I've only seen it in pictures, but it looks like it's almost like
the boat
burrito size.
The
like
boat
a
was
Chipotle
about
burrito.
this big because the hand holding it was like this.
Okay.
And so the Yule log inside was
like
about that big.
Okay, which is still,
pretty sizable because it's a round situation here.
Yeah.
A tubular situation.
A tubular cake situation going on over here.
And so they have a regular Yule log as well as a spiced Yule log.
Which is 3 caballeros.
3 caballeros. Spiced Yule log.
So they said it's basically the same thing, except the outside has some sort of spice
ganache.
Ganache, yeah. So basically, that's kind of your situation when it comes to food, both unpaid or included with ticket and an additional cost. Those you got characters and
they're still going to have other restaurants open, so don't feel like you're going to have a sugar high and not be able to wet that whistle or be able to dull it down a little bit.
Yeah.
So if you need any regular food, Casey's Corner's going to be open, a whole bunch of other places are going to be open.
But you could get other food too.
Don't get me started about the Casey's Corner brownies. They keep trying to add them into the specialty food list, but they're not specialty. It's the same brownie.
But it's got green frosting though.
It's the same brownie that they have all the time. It's a good brownie.
It is. It's a good brownie.
Don't get me wrong, but it's the same brownie.
To be fair, that this happens a lot. I mean, like there was like the Hades nachos
versus the Feliz Navidad nachos.
I keep wanting to say Feliz Navidad nachos because now that you've said that, I can't unhear it. Anyway,
you're welcome.
But yeah, I mean, there's lots of really good options. There's it sounds like there was a clinker with. There's they love
Scrooge McDuck eggnog custard.
Yeah, that's and it sounds like that a lot of their kind of milkshakey stuff is not.
Yeah, stay away from. I mean, Auntie Gravity has a milkshake again, just like they had the candy corn. This time, it's supposed to be like cookie butter. And it tastes just like vanilla. That's what everybody's saying. It's vanilla, it's vanilla, it's vanilla. So if you want a vanilla shake with maybe a little bit more sweetness to it, then go over there. But there's so many other better things
that
to
are more
try.
Unique to the thing.
Instead of just getting a generic milkshake.
Yeah.
And in lines with the ice cream, again, they do have peppermint ice cream. I mean, it's the holidays.
I'm gonna go for that eclair, I think. That actually sounds like really interesting.
Yes, the Vanellope eclair. It had a whole bunch of like Fruity Pebbles on top. Which I'm really excited about, because I like Fruity Pebbles.
I haven't had those since I was like, I don't know, 10?
I have them in my cabinet.
So...
Because I'm 10, okay?
Yeah, so I think that's kind of about it, you know?
We pretty much covered everything.
The Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
There you go,
I got it.
You got it. Good job.
And I probably want to see it one day, not this year, because we've just Halloween this year.
We're doing this a little bit late because if you weren't already planning on going to Disney for Christmas, this is not going to influence you at all anyways.
No.
But it's the time of year. It's something fun going on. So
absolutely.
many people take advantage of Disney during
Christmas time.
Because it is just to the nines dressed up.
They go all the way in. And on top of that, it's a thing that'll kind of be on your radar for next year if it's something that you weren't already aware of that Disney does. But it is one of the things that Disney does absolutely the best, for sure.
They're amazing when it comes to the holidays. Their top 2 holidays are Halloween and Christmas. So if you want to really see Disney shine, Christmas is the time to go because everything is Christmas there. And it is a perfect time to be able to feel the spirit.
Yeah.
Even without having to experience the cold and the snow and the slush and the ice and having to wear my parka.
Yeah, exactly.
And look like I murdered a couple Muppets for my outerwear. You know this.
I know. I've seen it. But yeah. All right. Well, I'm feeling pretty good about that. I think
we should wrap this up.
Wrap it up. On that note, this has been WD Carousel Podcast. My name's Ian.
And I'm Crystal, and I hope you guys have a very merry, happy holidays. I don't know what that was going, but we're gonna go with it.
Beautiful tomorrow, just a dream away.